Welcome everybody to Cat's Coloring. Today I'm going to be working on a journal page and we're just going to create as a group of sorts. Sorry about that. Today I'm going to use my Sketchbox signature gouache watercolors. Not many colors, but my goal right now is to try to use up art supplies that before I bring out new ones. So we're gonna start with some purple. I hope everybody is enjoying their day. And hopefully my content is helping you have somebody to craft with or sorry about my dogs. I guess there's a neighbor coming or going. Most part, I'm just here to give you somebody to create with. Most of my stuff is always going to be unedited. And I am not a professional paint creator by any means, but I always find it nice to have somebody to be creative with. So hopefully I can be that person, and plus I'm trying to show that just having the love of the art and wanting to work on something gives you the motivation to create. Because for the most part on my art, and I'll probably say this in most videos, it's relaxing. And I know there's a lot of times where I wish I had, even if all it is just a video of somebody creating with no time lapses or fast forwarding. Just going through the motions from start to finish of the video. I'm sure there are videos out there, I just have not found them. Probably because I haven't looked much. But I'm also doing this as a way to confident in my art and my art ability, and to keep me motivated. I've been working on art things, well, my art journaling for the most part. I started off as like a junk journaler, but I come to find out pretty early on that junk journaling, which it was a good, it was a good springboard into the journaling world, to where it wasn't just, writing your thoughts down and whatnot. But overall, junk journaling wasn't my calling. Good springboard, good way of figuring out what I like and what I don't like, but it wasn't for me. And then I kind of went down this rabbit hole of finding different art supplies and finding out what works for me, what doesn't work for me. And so I've been on the discovery path for the past 2 years. I'm coming up on my 2-year anniversary of starting my very first page. And the funny thing is, this all started out because I love stickers. So my husband, he didn't really say I had to get rid of my stickers, but they were starting to get, my sticker collection now is way worse than it was when I started. But it was more like, I needed to find a way to store them, to house them, to where they weren't just sitting in a drawer somewhere collecting dust. My husband wanted me to display them, but I have this really huge fear of placing a sticker down, like in a notebook, like when you were a kid and you get the stickers from your teachers or from your friends, and then at the end of the school year you throw that notebook away. But I wouldn't want to lose the stickers, so I just would get to the point where I wouldn't use the stickers, and I would sit there and have a collection of random stickers that I liked, and they just go into a box or in a sleeve, and they would just travel with me from house to house. So anyway, I went on Amazon and I found a bullet journal kit for, I think at the time, mind you, this was 2 years ago, I think I paid $15. It was a bullet journal, and it came with some color pencils and some stencils. Knew nothing about bullet journaling. Nothing whatsoever. And so I open it up and I look at the stencils, look at the color pencils, and I'm like, huh. Instead of just placing my stickers in this book, maybe I can put some color behind the stickers. Maybe I can do a little something with it. So I grab a stencil that ended up being kind of like a broad, it ended up being 3, no, 5, like you were doing the dates, like you were doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And so I started working on that, and I colored them in. I threw a sticker or two on there, and I kind of like how I felt by the end, where I felt like I had accomplished something, and it felt therapeutic to me. So the next day, make a long story short, it turned into like a daily journal situation, where every day I flip a page. Well, every 2 days I technically flip a page But one day I would use this side of the journal, and the next day I would use this side of the journal, and then the next day I would flip and then repeat. And it was great because I wasn't doing any real major artwork. I was just mostly, I guess in a way I was kind of doing the bullet journal thing because I was using the stencils and creating like grids. And it started off with me making lists of like, oh, what did I do today? Or like I tried different little art techniques, or I would find something that I liked and I'd put it on the page. Within the first month, I realized I like stencils. And so I was looking up stencils. And my husband found the Cricut at that time. We did the Cricut. Come to find out, that was like the first thing that kind of added to the collection of, maybe I shouldn't have done that. This isn't the route for me. So I ended up, I think I had the Cricut for maybe 2 to 3 months, and then I ended up selling it to a lovely lady who I think she was getting it for her daughter or something, who was trying to get into cricketing. But it just wasn't my jam. And so I started going down this like YouTube rabbit hole of finding junk journalers and finding out, or journaling in general. So it was like kind of like art YouTubers / journaling people to see like, okay, how do they do their journaling? And over the months, or at least the first year, the second year, I kind of changed my tactics, and by the end of my first year, I found out that I was more of an art journaler, where it's like pretty much I just do a piece of art, kind of like what you see here, and I would still add stickers. There's still going to be stickers on this by the end of it, but I wouldn't really do like my thoughts and feelings for the day is the picture. So it's more like an abstract. But the thing is, I've been this way since I was a kid, because I used to do like different, like I did latch hooking, I did sewing, crocheting, like but I always had like the TV on. Like I'm not a TV person, but when I'm doing crafty stuff, I like having something in the background while I'm working. So I got to the point, since like I said, I've been doing this for 2 years, and so I've gotten to the point where I've rewatched all my favorite videos. I've rewatched TV shows. I can't really listen to audiobooks while I'm doing this because I kind of have to have a thought process while I'm creating. And if I start getting into with movies and TV shows that I've watched before, I can kind of zone them out because I already know what happens. Even if I listen to a certain book like a million times, there always seems to be something I've missed. So I'll start getting into the book and my art is forgotten and it suffers. So I started trying to find, I started looking up what I'm trying to create, which is somebody that's just there to create with you. Somebody that isn't really... I will show you what materials I'm working with. I showed you the paintbrushes. I don't use the same ones all the time, but this go around, I ended up getting the Jazz Muse kit, and so these are so I've been using the paintbrushes from his kit, which are nice. I like them. But I also have a whole bunch of other paintbrushes. These just happen to be the ones I'm using today. But I do love I ended up getting these paints through the subscription service. And then after. But it's like I've only been able to find pan gouache paints this way. I haven't really done a whole lot of research, but for the most part, so I ended up buying 2 more of these. So I have backups from when this one's completely gone. But I do use watercolor. I use acrylics. Oil is the only one that I don't plan on ever touching. Because I don't think I've used watercolor or oils in the past, like in school or anything like that. But I have seen YouTubers use it. And then the Bob Ross videos. And I just realized that is one medium. I think I'm good. I know there's going to be people that love oils and they're going to be like, oh, you should try it. But I feel like I have enough mediums to, create with that I'm okay leaving. Like, I don't do chalk. I don't really work with pastel. The pan pastels, the powder pastels, I'll use that. But like actual like pastel sticks or oil crayons, the oil pastels, I won't use those either. But I use a whole lot of other mediums. I use marker. I use color pencil. I even have regular old everyday grade schooler crayons. It just all depends on what I'm feeling that day. Like, I have no real game plan for the channel other than that I'm going to be creating. I'm going to be posting these videos. And hopefully, you can always mute me if you just want to have, somebody creating on your screen while you're trying to create. I'm perfectly okay with that. Because there might be times where I'm so concentrated on what I'm working on that I may not even talk I may do the intro and say, hi, how you doing? We're going to be working. And then I may be quiet the whole entire video until I'm like, okay, time's up for this video. Hopefully you created something that you love, and hopefully this helped inspire you. Have a great day. Like, this whole entire time, I've just been kind of adding color, and don't ask me what's in my brain. Just adding color here, adding color there. Now later, after this dries, I might do another video, which I'll load, where I'll have like color pencil or marker added to it. Now with these, I feel you wouldn't want to use like watercolor marker, because if you know anything about gouache, it's just like regular gouache where you add water, it's gonna react. It's gonna reactivate. That's why I've been kind of slow on adding new color, because I know that if I add too much of it, or I get an area too saturated, that it's just going to bring the color back out, and it's just going to be a sort of mess. And I'm trying to keep that from happening. And that's why I've been kind of able to maybe weasel out a little bit of color out of some of these pans that are pretty much just all dried up, because there's just a tad little bit of paint hanging out. But yeah, no, every page I create, it may have just like a grade schooler's heart on the page, but every page I create in my journals has some kind of sticker of some sort. That's my shtick. My whole journey started because of stickers. And so stickers will always be part of my art. And so I always love stickers. I always love getting stickers. I'll probably never stop getting stickers. My son will be cleaning out my house one day and be like, oh my lord, there's a million stickers. And then... wow. I think that's all I really want to do for the paint part. Kind of look... personally to me, I've kind of... I don't know what you guys feel, or the people watching are feeling, but I've... in the end, it feels like I made kind of like this scene of water, and then the horizon, and then like a beach with really red sand with a... I definitely have to say that I didn't realize it, well, at least the video, what I'm seeing on my screen. I don't know how it looks for you guys, but for me, compared to what I actually paint, I love what I painted. I'm not upset with what I painted. I love what I painted, but it definitely looks different in front of me than it does on my screen. And my puppies are playing. I love them. Oh, I got a couple of more minutes, but that's still wet, so I don't think I'll be able to really... I think by the time I even pull out colored pencils to figure out the next step, so I think I'm going to cut this one a little short, unfortunately, because all I'm really going to be doing is sitting here letting this dry. So thank you for joining me. I know my rambling was rambling, and I will see you on the next video, and I'll probably use... another video will have me like working on this again. Thank you. Have a great day and happy creating.